So, and this is again one of my kind of pet issues, that today when we talk about health, actually we don't mean health. We actually mean illness management. Okay, we're not talking about health at all. So whatever you are taking to stay healthy is because you are afraid of falling sick when you are my age. You know, and I am taking things because I'm afraid of getting problems. So I inject myself every day with insulin because I'm afraid of what diabetes will do to my kidneys and to my thing. Or I take medicines for blood pressure because I'm scared what blood pressure will do to my heart. So this fear of dying, the fear of what illness that might come is what we take and think that this is what keeps us healthy. Or we go to a gym and go, and of course we have to show everybody, so it all has to be in glass. So everybody can see us exercising and being healthy, staying fit. So our notions of health got completely warped. They are totally warped now. And they are warped not by accident. They have been deliberately warped. They have been manipulated into believing this fear of illness. So we take insurance, we take all these preventive medicines, everything that, and we are not looking at health at all. We are looking at managing illness. Whereas a traditional tribal community, illness management was a very small part of their life. And illness was managed through various traditional herbs, medicines, and traditional knowledge. We have individuals who are experts in one. Long before super specialties came in allopathic medicines, in tribal medicine we have super specialists. We had one old man who was excellent for bone setting. He would repair any complex fractures. He was once flown to Bombay and then was not very successful there. He said, that's because they took me in the plane. I lost all my power when I went in the plane. So there is a lot of knowledge like that where they were able to manage. But the important thing, there was also an acceptance of death, which our societies do not accept. We feel that a person has to be kept alive at any cost, even if it's on a ventilator. There is a very stoic acceptance of death, which actually when we came, we found it was working against them, because they were accepting deaths which need not be accepted, which are preventable, because they reached a state in their own health conditions where women and children were dying in childbirth. And we got involved, Mary and I we had no intention of getting involved with health, but we got involved with health simply because we found it's what triggered it was when in one village in 3 months, in 1 month, 3 women died of childbirth. It's actually 6 people. It was 3 babies and 3 women. That's when we decided to get involved with health, because we were expecting our child at that time. And we knew that there was no reason for this woman to die. All she needed was 1 katori of dal. A day was all that was needed to keep her alive and her baby alive. Just that much of nutrition was enough. So that's how we got involved with health. Because this acceptance can also reach a point where it's a fatalistic kind of acceptance. And because they are in a situation of which they have no control. And that's how we got involved with health, and now we have a state-of-the-art, cutting-edge hospital over there. Mona's sister-in-law and her husband came to Gudalur. We first had 2 doctors called Deva and Rupa, who some of you may know, who set up the whole community health program, and then Nandakumar and Shaila came and set up the hospital, and which are all again run by the tribals and so on. So health is it's a complex issue, and we are now trying to look at, because after all this, after having brought the antenatal and maternal mortality rate from, which was double the national average, to half the national, we are on par with all of us. Okay, that's the impact our work has had. But what we are finding is malnutrition is creeping back up again. And like we all know, there are multiple causes, there are no easy things. So we have started a movement of self-reliance, where 32 villages have kind of self-selected, where we are trying to see whether they can go back in a modern context, not go, okay, that's the wrong word, going back. Can they go forward, keeping what they had? That's the challenge when you're talking about self-reliance. And in health, we found a very simple kind of mantra which came from them. Is they realize the source of good health is good food. Okay, very simple. Today we don't eat our own food. We are buying food from the shops. We are eating biscuits. We are eating chickens which ran around in our yards, but which are grown in factories. And this is the source of all our problems. So the intervention is looking at these 32 villages as a pilot, which can be spread to other villages as a movement. What percentage of their food can they produce themselves, as they did in the past? Now the beauty of this is that when we started getting involved in it, their food is always common property.
Yeah.
Whereas when you go to the shop and buy food, that's not common property. Because you buy it with your own personal money. So when somebody plants pumpkin, it's there for the whole village to come and take. It's not like my pumpkin. I don't have to come and ask you if I can take it. So we're going back to these traditional, not to the carrots and the cabbages and cauliflower, but going back to pumpkins, yams, food that they gathered, crabs, fish, all this, which all can very easily be common property. So that's the thing around health that we are trying to attempt. On the question of gender